Hawks country. I better be quiet and not let everybody know that I'm a University of Minnesota Golden Gophers fan. Still weird to say that. It's been, what, like 15 years since the University of North Dakota changed their name or retired their old name, which was the Fighting Sioux. That's what I grew up as, knowing North Dakota. And man, North Dakota and the Golden Gophers just had all-out wars in hockey. But yeah, I'm here for a pickup. I did walk in and check in, and my pickup number didn't work. So I am waiting for the broker to get back to me with hopefully the right pickup numbers. I really hope this load doesn't fall through. If this load falls through, that's not going to be good. I'm going to have to deadhead a long way if this load falls through. But yeah, stay tuned, and hopefully I have some good news. Well, the broker got back to me right away. So now that I have the pickup numbers, I'm going to go try and check in for a second time. Hopefully they work. Well, the pickup number works, so now I need to go park over by that Volvo over there and wait for them to come and get me to load me. Well, howdy. I am still sitting in Fighting Hawks territory here in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I have been sitting here 6 hours waiting to get loaded. Come to find out, this load didn't have an appointment time. This load was a work-in load. Was supposed to be picked up the other day and wasn't. And the shipper contacted the broker and said, hey, we still have the product. If you want to move it, you can, but it's going to be a work-in. I wasn't told that when I booked this load. As a matter of fact, I was told to be here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which I was. But when I booked the load, I told him I don't think I can make that appointment, so I'm not going to be able to book this load. And the broker at that time said, well, when do you think you can be there by? And I was like, I bet I could be there by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And he said, well, that'll work. They are an open window shipper, which I said, well, I was like, I thought you said there was a 1 o'clock appointment. And he said, oh, there is. He's like, I'm just letting you know that we can contact them because they load 24 hours a day. And I said, oh, okay, great. Well, I get here, I check in. There was a problem with the check-in number, but I got that resolved. And then I started sitting. And about after 2.5 hours, I walked into the office, and that's when I found out, well, hey, you're a work-in. And I was like, well, no, I have a 1 o'clock appointment. They're like, no, this load had a 1 o'clock appointment a couple of days ago, and it never got picked up. So now you're just a work-in. So now I am waiting to get loaded with all the other trucks that are here that have appointments and other trucks that are work-ins too. So I don't have a time frame on when I'm going to be loaded. The broker is giving me money for this because I called the broker and I wasn't like threatening or anything. I just said, hey, I might have to jump off this load. I'm not willing to sit all day and not be paid for it. And he offered me $1 amount, and I took it. So I'm going to sit here. My agreement with the broker and Lineage here is if I cannot make the appointment time for the morning, by the time I get called to a door or something like that, I'm just going to leave. Because I can't miss my next load. My next load's a pretty good load, and I don't want to miss it. So I would rather deadhead to pick up my next load. But yeah, I'm just going to sit here and wait and hopefully get a door here in a little while. I was able to take like an hour nap, but it looks like I'll be driving through the night. Well, I figured I'd talk about what I'm doing in the next couple of days, just because I don't have a lot of days that I can work. I need to be home June 13th, which is next Tuesday, for a family event that's going on the 14th that I just refuse to miss. So typically what I do is I run loads from the Midwest out to the East Coast and then deal with a customer on the East Coast that gets me back to the Midwest. Well, I don't have enough days to do that, so I'm deciding to run more regional loads this week. and actually like short distance, short mileage loads. Like the load I'm currently waiting to get loaded on only goes 250 miles, and it picks up today, delivers early tomorrow morning. Then I pick up again tomorrow morning and deliver in the next morning. So it's a load every day. I'm delivering a load and picking a load up every day and getting to the next receiver that same day or very early the next morning. So yeah, I'm changing things up to make sure I'm home for the 14th. I'm kind of focused on more of like a day rate right now, which is something that I'm not very used to doing, to be honest with you. Instead of worrying about like the rate per mile, I'm looking at these loads that are going 250, 325 miles and getting between, 900 and 1150 to take those loads. I think that's a pretty decent day rate. I do have a number in mind that I like to try and think of grossing every day. And right now, I'm booked out until Friday already. And when I look at the overall gross on the 4 days worked, it's above $1,000 a day. So I'm pretty happy with that. The one predicament I'm gonna run into, I think, is when I get unloaded on Friday, I would rather pick a load up that delivers on Saturday instead of holding it over the weekend. By the way, if you don't have one of these, a back scratcher, you don't know what you're missing, man. My back itches. So yeah, that's what I'm doing just to make sure I can be home on the 13th, is running short mileage freight for what I think is very reasonable rates. It's kind of intriguing to see the lanes that I'm familiar with out of Minnesota, like into Illinois and into Wisconsin and into Michigan. Like, it's kind of intriguing to see them paying good on those lanes right now, or at least what I consider good. What I consider good, you might think is trash. I've come to realize that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. But I guess I'll give you all an update or let you know what's going on when they finally get me in a door here. I've been sitting here almost 7 hours now waiting for a door, so talk to you all later. Well, I finally got a door. It is 8:40 p.m. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. The broker and I have come to an agreement on what I think my entire day wasted was worth. I'm still going to get loaded and make my delivery appointment. My delivery is basically 12 hours and 15 minutes from now. I deliver at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm only 245 miles, 230 miles away from where I need to be. So we're good there. I'll make the appointment, but man, talk about a long day of just sitting. There we go. I hate when this happens. Absolutely hate it. But yeah, now I'm gonna get loaded and do some trailer trucking, hopefully. I'm awake right now. I've only slept an hour, but I'm awake. I don't see myself getting tired anytime soon, so hopefully I'm out of here quickly. Well, it's 11:15. I'm finally being loaded. I have been at this shipper over 10 hours. Leave a comment real quick. Would you have waited? Here's the thing. I agreed to a dollar amount to wait a reasonable amount of time. We're beyond that. But here's the thing. By the time I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave this place, I couldn't find a load out of the area that I'm in that gets me close to a load that I have scheduled to pick up tomorrow afternoon. And I didn't want to deadhead there. I didn't want to deadhead 270 miles. Now this load, I have like a 4-hour drive after I'm loaded, and I deliver at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I still have plenty of time to drive for a couple hours. If I get tired, I can pull over and take a nap, and still make my appointment tomorrow morning. But I don't know. Like, I can't be mad because I chose to stay here. I chose to stay here. But all day, every time I climb in the bunk to lay down and try and take a nap, I can't sleep because I'm pissed off. I should have just left the minute I found out that I was a work-in. The minute I found out that there wasn't an actual appointment time for this load, I should have just left. Because really, the amount of money I agreed to sit here and wait certainly isn't enough. 10 hours of my day, it's going to be over 10 hours of my day just wasted. You know? Anyways, you don't need to hear me rant. So, talk to you when I'm loaded. Well, it's 11:40 p.m. I got my BOL. I'm loaded. Now I have 4-hour drive to get to the receiver by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, which I still got plenty of time. Just kind of a pain in the ass. Well, I'm here at my delivery, about an hour and a half early. They look really busy this morning, so we'll see if I can get checked in and get unloaded. Well, they gave me a door right away. I'm gonna back into door number 3. I'm actually just turning around right now because I didn't want to blindside in. I don't have room to blindside. There's too many trucks here this morning. So I turned around real quick. It's currently 7:45 a.m. Kind of glad they gave me a door right away. So I'm gonna stage the truck and then get out, slide my tandems, break my seal, and open my doors. Well, I'm backed in the dock here at Cisco in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I am freaking beat, man. Hopefully I can get unloaded quick. I do have another pickup that I have scheduled for this afternoon. I think I need to be there by 2 p.m. I got plenty of time. It's like a 70-mile deadhead after I get unloaded here. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm just ready for this load to be done. You know, I'm not mad because If I was mad, I'd have to be mad at myself because I'm the one that chose to stay and wait 11 hours, over 11 hours to get loaded. So I just want this load to be done though. So yeah, hopefully I can get out of here quickly and on to the next one. Well, I'm unloaded here at Cisco. It's currently 11 a.m. So it took a while to unload me, but that's going to finish this load. I'm going to slide my axles and get out of here because I do have another pickup scheduled for today that I need to hustle and get to. So I'll break this load down once I get to the next pickup. All right, let's break this load down from North Dakota to Minnesota. Now just be aware I am in a dock getting loaded right now, so if the camera shakes, I apologize. This load consisted of 251 loaded miles with a 76-mile deadhead. So all miles were 327 all miles. I got paid $3.21 on all 327 miles. This was a frozen load. It actually ran at 0 degrees, start and stop. It weighed 30,000 pounds. Took forever to load. Took like 11 hours to load. I got there at 12:45 p.m. and left at 11:45 p.m. 11 hours to get loaded. I was thinking about leaving that load, but I chose to like stay on it for a couple of reasons. One, I couldn't find a load out of that area that got me to where I currently am getting loaded. And I kind of have like a good plan worked out right now, and I didn't want to deadhead basically almost 300 miles to pick up this load. Although I would have done it. But the broker and I worked out a deal, and you know what? I'll share that with you. This is not included in the rate because I don't include any detention or any money, extra money I receive in my rates, because you're not going to be able to get what I got for this load on a typical day. You're going to be able to get what I did on the $3.21 per mile on 327 miles, but the extra money I received, you know, unless you run into the same problem I did, you're probably not going to get it. But the broker and I agreed on basically a layover pay. He paid me $300 to lay over and wait to pick that load up. He needed that load moved. 2 other carriers had agreed to pick it up, and neither one ever showed up to pick the load up. So the load became a work-in. I believe the broker knew that and didn't tell me that, but you know what? He compensated me for my time. I can't be mad, because if I'm mad, I should be mad at myself because I chose to wait. I chose to take $300 and sit there for 11 hours and wait to get loaded. In the end, great load. I'm glad I waited on it. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So until next time, you know what it is. Keep on trucking.